Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing great. So let's continue with our discussion on process costing, one of the most important chapters, and definitely we expect a question from process costing in the examination, right? There is hardly a paper made without process costing. So that important a chapter this is, right? And I hope you all are doing it great. And guys, there will be slight delay in dispatch of books because we have been getting lots and lots of orders, right? But we are trying it hard. We'll send it as soon as possible. Don't worry about it. Okay. So we are trying to get it on time. Don't worry. You will get the books within 7 to 8 days, provided there are no restrictions in your area, right? Okay, so now what we have discussed so far in the process costing. First, we discussed about the basics, right? That what is a process costing, why we are studying this process costing, and we understood it with the help of an example, a very real life example from the life of you people only, that if you want to be a chartered accountant, then you have to go through the various processes, there is an expenditure, right? And all those things. Then we discussed about the preparation of the process accounts, the small things that you have to be very careful in the process accounts. We discussed about the normal loss, various cases about the normal loss, that if the normal loss is in the form of the weight loss, if it is in the scrap having a realizable value, then disposal cost. Then we discussed something about the abnormal cost and abnormal gain. And in the last lecture, we discussed few small topics, right? If part of the output is sold and part is transferred to the next process, right? And then we talked about empties and packages, realizable value of empties and packages. Then there was about the inventory that is to be recycled. So all this we have covered now. Now the topic that we are going to start is very important topic. The topic name is process inventories. What is the topic name? That is process inventories. Right? Now, first we'll talk about from the examination point of view. From the examination point of view, very important topic. But in this topic, in this particular topic, what is more important? That is what I'm going to tell you. Now, if we talk about any processor, right? Any process, there will be three types of inventory that you will find, right? If you are a manufacturer, you are manufacturing a product, you will always have three types of inventory in your factory. Sir, what are those three types of inventories? Can you tell me what are the different types of inventories that you will carry? If you are a manufacturer, think from the viewpoint of a manufacturer. You are manufacturing some pen or some t-shirt, some mobile phone, anything you are manufacturing. You will always have three types of inventory. Sir, what are those three types? Sir, we are not able to get. What are the three types of inventory that we will have? The first type of inventory will be the raw material inventory. The first type of inventory will be the raw material inventory. Do you agree with me? Sir, without raw material, can you manufacture a product? No, sir. So that means you will always have a raw material lying in your factory. We studied up in the material costing that we should be avoiding the situation of stock out, right? That your raw material, some raw material required for production should always be there in your store. If there is a situation that there is no raw material and you need it for the production, obviously it will lead to some loss, right? So that is the first kind of inventory, I can say, that will be there in your factory. Sir, what is the second type of inventory? Second is when you will be converting the raw material into finished product. The process of conversion of raw material into finished product. Now, the inventory is no longer a raw material. The inventory has not yet been converted into finished good. What you will call it? We have already discussed. What I'm saying is there is an inventory which is in the process of conversion from raw material to finished product. Now it is no longer a raw material. It is not yet a finished product because it has not yet been completed. So what do we call that kind of an inventory? What do we call it? Sir, we call it WIP, or work in progress, right? We call it work in progress. Any doubt? Call it as WIP, right? After this, what will be the third type of inventory that you will be having? Sir, the third type of inventory will be when this WIP will be converted into my finished good. So the third type of inventory will be finished good. Any doubt? Right, sir? So whenever we are talking about the process inventories, we are going to talk about these three types of inventories. One is raw material, then we are going to talk about WIP, then we are going to talk about finished goods. From examination point of view, now if you ask me from the examination point of view, sir, what is most important? From examination point of view, this is the most important part, very important, WIP. Right? If you are expecting a question from the process costing, 90% chances, 90 or 95% I can say chances are that you will get a question in the process costing from this WIP, right? So then what about the raw material and finished goods? Not very important. Not very important, right? I don't think there is a question in CA material or CA examination we have received ever on raw material or finished goods specifically, right? So what we are expecting is a question from the WIP where we'll be preparing statements, various statements of equivalent production, statement of cost per unit. So what it is, we'll discuss when we'll talk about WIP. So now in this lecture, what we are going to talk about is the inventory of raw material. We'll solve a question, don't worry. Even if it is not important, we have to solve it because you never know what the institute is going to ask you, right? Whether it is a CA institute or a CMA institute, whichever institute it is, you can never predict with the professional institutes what they can ask you in the examination, right? So we have to cover each and everything in detail. So first inventory is what we are going to discuss about is raw material, right? Now, in the raw material, what you have to see is, for a period we are preparing the process account, right? Process account is being prepared for a particular period. So in that particular period, you have to identify just the two things. In case of raw material, you have to identify the opening stock of raw material, and the second thing that you have to see is the closing stock of raw material. Right? So these are the two things important and how we have to do it, right? These are the two things that you have to identify. Sir, how to treat this opening stock of raw material? It will be shown on the debit side of process account. And sir, what about the closing stock of raw material? It will be shown on the credit side of process account. Right? Any doubts? Clear, sir? Very simple, sir. Opening stock means the raw material which was transferred from the previous process, not yet completely processed. Right? It is still lying as such. So it is my opening of the next period or opening of the next process. Clear? And the closing is which is still lying in the store. Of that period, what is the closing? Right? Any doubts? Okay, there is nothing much to discuss in this. If we talk about conceptually, there is nothing much in this raw material part that there should be anything else. Most of the things about the raw material we have already discussed in material costing, right? So that is the most important part. Clear? Here there is nothing much to discuss about raw material. Okay. Now, so what we are going to do is we are going to do one practical question on this. Okay, sir. Let's go for it. Get your question files. Question number 4 is that what we are going to discuss. Let's read the question. The following information is extracted from the cost accounts of a factory producing a commodity in the manufacture of which 3 processes are involved. Prepare a process account showing the cost of output and the cost per unit at each stage of manufacture, right? Cost of output you have to show and the cost per unit at each stage of manufacture. So this is basically 1 to 3 is process number 1, process number 2 and process number 3, right? So you are given some information regarding the various processes. Direct wages are given, machine expenses are given, factory overheads are given, then the raw material consumed is given, right? So this is basically your input in process number 1, right sir? Then production is given gross. What is gross production, sir? Gross production is whatever we have done the input, we expect that production to be there without any wastages, without any normal loss. This production is without any losses on anything, right? So that means how many units? This is the cost that you are given, right? This part is your cost, right? So the input cost of raw material is 8,000. That is why it is given in process number 1 only, because for process number 2, the input will be the output of process number 1, right? But something we have to input in process number 1, right sir? So it is given that 8,000 is the cost, but how many units, sir? Units is 2750. This is what the number of units that we have input. Units input, right? So this becomes my units input. Wastage is 150. Opening stock of raw material and closing stock of raw material is given for process number 2 and 3, right? So for process number 1 there is no opening and closing stock of raw material, and this is what we just discussed. This is the inventory of raw material, how to treat it. Clear? See, you won't face the major problem in this type of a question. What will be the problem, sir? The problem will only be there in the rate, right? What will be the problem? We'll see. Have you read the question carefully, right? And I will be expecting that all of you have the YouTube questions file with you. And I'm again saying, all those who are buying the books, please mail to us at ksjteaching@gmail.com for your YouTube questions file. You don't have to buy it separately from the app. And all those who are not buying the study material, they want the YouTube questions, they can get it from the app, right? Go to the store section of the app, you can get it from there, right sir? So let's start with the solution. Right, so you have to prepare the process accounts basically, and input is given to you, various expenses are given to you, and we have to prepare the process accounts. Let's see. So first we will be preparing process 1 account. Process 1 account, right? Particulars, units, rate, amount, right? And then 1 second, okay, particulars, units, rate and amount, right? So you have to be particular with the formats. In the process costing you need to be proper. Now the first is raw material to material. Sir, how many units? Read the question carefully. I've told you how many units you are inputting in the first process. He says gross production 2750. That means you have input 2750 units, right? 2750. What is the rate at which you have input? We don't know, sir. But we know the amount what we have incurred on that input, that is 8,000. So from here we can calculate the rate. The rate will come to something like 2.9. Okay, 909, something like that, right? 2.91 I can say, if you have to round it off to 2 units. Clear, sir? The value is given to you in the question as 8,000 rupees and the number of units are given, that is 2750. That is the gross production that we are expecting from the process 1. That means the gross means without any losses. That means we have input 2750 units. That is why we are expecting a gross production of 2750. Okay, so what are the rest of the expenses given to you? To wages, right? Direct wages given as 2500. Then we are given the machine expenses to machine expenses as 1400. Then we are given factory overheads to factory overheads, that is 1100. Any doubts? Sir, now you are given in the question, read the question carefully, you are given the wastage. Sir, if wastage is given, whether it is a normal wastage or an abnormal wastage, sir, how can we decide whether it is a normal or a normal one? Sir, if nothing is mentioned and you are just given the wastage, that means it is a normal wastage. Why, sir? Because you have an absolute figure for it. He says 150 units as the wastage, right? That means you have predicted those 150 units. And which wastage you can predict? Sir, we can predict only the normal wastage, right? The abnormal wastage we anyhow cannot predict. Okay, so if it is given in the question, it has to be a normal wastage by normal loss, right? 150 units, and nowhere it is given the scrap value or whether we are realizing some scrap or not. Any other information from the process 1 account that we have? Any other information do you think we have from the process account? No, sir. So that means we can transfer it to the process 2 account. Process 2 account, right? How many units we are transferring? 2600, right? And the total cost here is 13,000. Units here 2750. Units here 2750. Now, at what value you are going to transfer it to the process accounts or process 2 accounts? Or in this case, it can be the balancing figure and you can calculate the rate. Or the alternate way of doing it is calculate the cost per unit of normal output. Even if the abnormal loss is not there, even then you can calculate this value for identifying the value that is to be transferred to process 2 account. So what you can do is cost per unit of normal output, right? What is the total cost? 13,000. Any scrap value from the normal loss? No, sir. Total number of units inputs 2750. Normal loss 150, right? Normal loss 150. So what is the value here? The value that you are going to get is 5 rupees. You can calculate the value that you are going to get is 5 rupees. Okay. Any doubts in this thing? Any doubts? So process 2 account will have the value at 5 rupees. Okay. That means 13,000. Any doubts in the process 1 account, sir? Any doubts in the process 1 account? I hope it is clear. Very simple, sir. The simplest of the process account that we have already discussed, it is that simple. Right? It is that simple. Now, coming to the process 2 account. Now, from here, the actual picture will start. Sir, up till now, what was it? Up till now, it was a trailer, sir. Now, process 2 account. Right? So, what we have now is process number 2 account, and the format going to remain the same. Particulars, units, rate and amount. Particulars, units, rate and amount. Right, sir? Any doubts? Now, the first thing that you are going to write is the transfer from process number 1, that is 2600 units at the rate of rupees 5, 13,000. Right? So I'll write to process 1, 2600 units at the rate of rupees 5, amount is 13,000. Now read the question carefully. Sir, in the question it is given in the process number 2, there is an opening stock of raw material that is 250 units. Sir, input is separate. Input is the from unit number 1. He says there is an opening stock of raw material 250 units. Sir, how to record that? So we'll write to opening stock. Opening stock 250 units. Now is the actual problem. Now is the actual problem, sir. Sir, what is the actual problem? Sir, amount, rate, not given. Simple. What is not given is the rate not given, sir. At what rate you have to record this opening stock? Now listen to it very carefully. Sir, this is an opening stock of process number 2. From where would have this opening stock come? Right? Opening stock means the input of process number 2. If it is the input of process number 2, that means this opening stock would have definitely come from the process number 1 only, na? This would have come from process number 1 only or not? This is the opening stock of process 2. That means this is my input of process 2. This is my input of process 2. Now, what is the input of process 2? That means it is the output of process 2. Output of process 1, sorry. Isn't it? This is the output. This was in the previous period. Right? In the current period, we have got 2600 units. This opening stock is from the previous period, but transferred from process number 1. Now, can you tell me the rate at which we are transferring from process number 1 to process number 2? Sir, 5 rupees. So that means this opening stock is also transferred at 5 rupees. Any doubts in this thing? 1250. Right? Just listen, very simple, sir. It is an opening stock of process number 2. That means this stock was lying there in the process number 2, right? This is a raw material for process number 2 of the previous period. Correct? Any doubts? No, sir. This means this is the input of process number 2. And from where do we get the input of process number 2? From the output of process number 1? Logical. There is no fresh raw material being introduced. Whatever is the output of process number 1, that becomes the input. So that means this 250 units must have come from process number 1 only, right? So rate at which these units have been transferred is the rate at which we are transferring from process number 1, that is 5 rupees. So we have written the same rate, that is 5 rupees. Any doubts? Clear? Now the rest of the expenses you will write to direct wages. To direct wages, that is 5,000, right? Then you have to machine expenses, that is given to as 1200. Then to factory overheads, right? 1550. Then there is a wastage also. Yes, sir. Normal loss. What is the normal loss? 210 units. And you are given the closing value, the closing stock, right? That is 440 units, right? 440 units. Now, there is no scrap value. That means what you are transferring to the next process, process 3 account, the balance units you have transferred it to the next process, that is process 3 account, that is 2200 units. Now the problem here is the rate at which you have to record the closing stock and the rate at which you have to calculate the process 3 account. Sir, we will calculate cost per unit. Listen to it very carefully. I told you in the last lecture also. Sir, the closing stock means the stock which is still lying, which has not been converted. If it has not been converted, how can we calculate it as output? No? Clear? The closing stock will be valued at the rate at which there was input in that process. At what rate it is being input? At 5 rupees. That means it is still lying in the stock in this process at 5 rupees. Right? So we'll not calculate cost per unit for this particular closing stock. So it will be recorded as 2200. Now, what about this process 3 account? Sir, for this will require cost per unit of normal output. Cost per unit of normal output. Right? Sir, what is the total cost that has been incurred? What is the total cost? That is 22,000. Right? Number of units input 2600 of this period, 250 of the last period. That means 2850. Right? Now, What is the total cost incurred? 22,000. Out of this, is there any scrap value? No, sir. Is there any closing stock which is lying? Yes, sir. So you will subtract the value of closing stock. Why? Because it has not been converted into the finished product, so it cannot be counted in the output. What we want is the cost of the output. This 2200 is not my output. This is not the cost of output. This is the cost of the raw material still lying. So I will subtract it, right? Divided by 2600 units plus 250 units of the previous period minus normal loss minus closing stock, that is 440. So this value will come to 9 rupees. That means we are going to transfer to the process 3 at 9 rupees, right? That will come as 19,800. So total will be 22,000, right? Here total will be 2850. Any doubts? So the most important point in this case is when you are preparing the process 2 account, you have to be very careful while taking the values of opening stock and the closing stock. Any doubts? Now you have to prepare process 3 account. Process 3 account. Particulars, units, rate, amount. Particulars, units, rate and amount, right? The first thing that you will write is to process 2 account. How many units? Sir, 2200 units at the rate of 9 rupees, that is 19,800. Now there is an opening stock. There is an opening stock in the process number 3. What is the opening stock in the process number 3? So can you tell me what is the opening stock in process number 3? 1 second. That is 500. So you will record 500 here. Now can you tell me the rate here? The same logic will apply. Sir, the input, the opening stock means the input of process number 3. That is the output of process number 2. And the output of process number 2 is being transferred at what rate? At 9 rupees. Right? That means the value is 4500. Clear? Then you have 2 direct wages. Wages you have 6500. Then you have 2 machine expenses. That is 1200. Right? You can check here. 6500, 1200 and 900 is my factory overheads. 2 factory overheads. That is 900, right? So there is a normal loss by normal loss 200 units with no scrap value. Any closing value given? Closing stock given? Yes, sir. Closing stock 100 units. Now at what rate you are going to record this 100? At 9 rupees. That is at the rate on which we have input the material. At the same rate it is lying in the store, right? 900. So how to calculate? By finished goods account, because there is no process further. So we'll write by finished goods account. How many units, sir? How many units you are going to transfer? That is 2400 units, right? For that, what you will do is now again calculate cost per unit of normal output. Cost per unit of normal output. Sir, that will include my total cost here, right? So you will have to sum it. What will be the total cost here? So my total cost here is 32,900, right? So I'll write 32,900, that is my total cost, minus any scrap value from the normal loss? No, sir. And closing value we are going to subtract 900 because that has yet to be converted into finished goods, so we cannot take it in the value of output. And total units 2200 plus 500, right, minus 200 and minus 100. So the value that you are going to get is 13.33. So this is the value that you are going to transfer to the finished goods account, right? 32,000. Clear, sir? 32,900 and total here 2700 and 2700. Clear? So this is how you have to treat in case you get the question on the value of raw material, right? This is how you have to treat the opening stock of raw material and the closing stock of raw material. You have to be very careful while taking the rates. Clear? I have given you the logic that if it is an opening of that process, that means it is an input of that process, and the input of that process means the output of the previous process. So see the rate at which we are transferring from the previous process to the next process. That is going to be the same rate. Clear? So we are done with this question. Question number 4. We are done with this question. And what we are done with is we have discussed now the inventory of raw material. In the next lecture, what we are going to discuss about this inventory of finished goods. After that, we'll come to WIP in the last, because that is a big topic and we'll be solving the question also. We'll be doing a lot of discussion also, right? So WIP is a big topic that we have to discuss. We'll take up in the last. Okay, so see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. Thank you so much.